Good afternoon, everyone. The Sacramento City Council will please come to order. Would the clerk please call the roll to establish a quorum?
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Kaplan. Here. Councilmember Tao. Mayor Pro Tem Talamantes. Here. Councilmember Valenzuela.
Here.
Vice Mayor Maple.
Here.
Councilmember Guerra will be absent today. Councilmember Jennings.
Here.
Councilmember Vang. Here. And Mayor Steinberg.
I am here. Councilmember Valenzuela, would you please lead us in the land acknowledgement and the Pledge of Allegiance?
I will. Please rise if you are able for the opening acknowledgments in honor of Sacramento's indigenous people and tribal lands. To the original people of this land, the Nisenan people, the Southern Maidu, Valley and Plains Miwok, Patwin Wintun peoples, and the people of the Wilton Rancheria, Sacramento's only federally recognized tribe. May we acknowledge and honor the Native people who came before us and still walk beside us today on these ancestral lands by choosing to gather today in the active practice of acknowledgement and appreciation for Sacramento's indigenous people's history, contributions, and lives. Thank you. Please remain standing and salute. Pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. A very good afternoon to everyone here. Members, we have obviously a 2 o'clock meeting. We then have a closed session, and we then have a 5 o'clock. Excuse me. Good. Then we will meet at 5 o'clock for the annual Summer at City Hall presentations, which we very much look forward to. But let's get to this afternoon's meeting. We have a consent calendar. Are there members that want items to be heard or voted on separately?
We're all users. We have names.
Well, let me go randomly. Okay, we might raise the hands because. Okay, well, let's just go around the dais here. Councilmember Valenzuela.
Yes, I just have a question for staff on item 22.
22. Okay, Councilmember Tao. Your mic.
Hello. I'll comment on item 11 and also recuse myself from item 12, just in case there's any conflicts.
Very good. Councilmember Kaplan.
Thank you, Mayor. I too want to comment on item 11, quick comment on 12 as well as 16, and then I'll have questions on item 21.
Okay, I'm sorry, 16.
So 11, 12, 16, quick comments, and then 21, I have some questions for staff.
Very good. All right. Let us open the floor, so to speak, for the public and hear from the public, then I'll get to the council members.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one speaker on the consent calendar, Mac Worthy, on item number 4.
Good afternoon, panel. What I'm going to speak to pertaining to the water here are facts, and I'll be able to be challenged by any engineer that in this region of the state of California. You're not short of water. The river used to run down where J Street and the telephone company, that used to be the Sacramento River. They changed that. When they drilled down, we had water bubble out of there for months before they stopped that back up. No idea of the savage water when the river is up have ever been put on the table. I'm going to put some on the table here. Okay, when the sewer was changed, storage was sewer from Land Park to Oak Park. That's 12 foot deep. I don't know how many foot wide. Now, if you would put pockets beside of the river, when the river get up, the water go into there, and the river go down, pump it back in. It's simple common sense, savaging the water. No. You put on the public shoulder to pay more, developers. See, if you had brought it in to the people to own this, live here, to own this city, it would have been some of the powerful people here, a business would have been. But no, you referred to go to the people that make the money and run. So people, to the general public, you're going to suffer for water, lying about water. One engineer stood up here and said they're going to pump water into the ground. That's a lie. Yeah, it becomes a sinkhole. How do you service a well? Suck the sand out or drill it deeper.
Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your comments, Mayor. I have no more speakers.
All right, thank you. Then let us go through the items with the members want to speak or ask questions. Let's begin with item number 11. I have Council Members Kaplan and Town.
I can start. Thank you, Mayor. First off, I would like to thank staff, Jennifer, and team on a well done job on receiving this grant to really look at Norwood Avenue in my district, as well as going into District 1. The study of transportation. This is one of the busy thoroughfare of the neighborhood, and a lot of kids cross the street. A lot of community use the street, and we really want to look at how we can make it more pedestrian friendly, more traffic. We have a great bus line that goes through there, as well as potential commercial development in the Del Paso Nuevo area, as well as the Robinson Center. And so definitely this will help definitely enhance that area.
Thank you, and I just want to further add my thanks, but also know that this is the beginning and one part of many as it's planning. Specifically, of which Councilmember Tao very well, Norwood Junior High School, right off of Norwood, there are no sidewalks. So when we talk about complete streets and safe routes to school, we as a city have got to do better, because Norwood Junior High School has no safe way for our kids to walk or ride their bikes to get to school, as well as moving through Norwood from the west side to the east side where Robla Community Park is. That is where a significant amount of facilities and traffic accidents happen, and it's just not safe for kids to cross the street to get to a community park. So I look forward to the plan and how much it's going to cost, and then start putting in place how we can make it a safer area. So thank you.
Thank you both. I think I want to make a comment on this item. Sometimes being repetitive has a purpose. And I want to say all of the discussion, rightful discussion from members and members of the community that I've seen over recent weeks about safe streets and about the number of children and innocent people that have been injured or killed speaks to the vital importance of our council, our county, working to go to the ballot in 2026 for an infrastructure initiative, unlike the old initiatives, an initiative focused on safe streets, complete streets, transit, and affordable housing. That ought to be the top priority. Now, we put it together and we tried for 2024, and the polling was not good, given sort of the inflationary times and the interest rates and stuff that we're living through. But that doesn't mean it won't be right 2 years from now. And it's hard to think, maybe other than homelessness, of what could be more important than what you two just raised, and that is rightfully being raised consistently in our community. I might repeat that again over the course of the next 4 months. Okay, item 12 on this one. Councilmember Tao is going to recuse himself out of abundance of caution. Councilmember Kaplan.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, I just want to thank staff for finding additional money for the grant, because as we know, this is going to educate an additional up to 3,000 youth that are going to participate in a stipend-based program, because our kids, it's important that they understand, while cannabis might be legal, what the effect it does have on the young legal brain. And this is going to be something that happens over a 5-year period, which I think is that's how you make the impact, where it's not just once, but it's continuous. So I just want to say good job by staff for making this happen and expanding the program.
Very good, thank you. Let's now go to item 16, again back to Councilmember Kaplan.
If you can see, there's kind of a youth theme in this regard. This is going to both benefit Councilmember Talamontes and I. Currently, 4th R is at 6 sites for Natomas Unified, and I appreciate the city working with Natomas Unified to find 4 of the current 6 sites that we can actually expand the programming and bring in more services and cover more students, especially those from low-income families that may have difficulty affording fourth R. So we are going to be expanding the amount of students that receive quality after-school services. So I just want to thank the city and Natomas Unified for finding a way to expand and benefit our students.
Very good. Thank you. Now we'll go to item 21. Back to you. You've got the floor.
I got lots of questions. Come on up, Brian.
Yes, ma'am.
I really appreciate, because my staff, Mateo, sent you a lot of questions, and I really appreciate your answers. One of the things that concerns me, which I know we changed council procedures so we can do this, and this has not been the only time that I've brought up, when we suspend competitive bidding. And I'm just very mindful for transparency purposes, when we suspend competitive bidding, what is it for? In my getting the background and you answering staff, I understand it. My biggest concern is anybody that pulls up the report has no idea why we're suspending bidding, what it's for, what are the good services, what is approximately the cost of all of this. So can you just give me a short summary of why are we suspending bidding on this? For what purpose?
Well, I mean, obviously to go out to an RFP so that we are looking at the best provider for the services that we're looking for and not just looking at a lowest bid, essentially.
So when you suspend bidding, it's basically you have to go with the lowest bidder.
Correct. So
When we suspend it and go out request for proposal, does that give the city extra flexibility?
it certainly does. It allows us to write an RFP that is more tailored to the service that we're looking for, and especially in the homeless services, specifically to California and some of the regulations that we have within California. It would be to our benefit to have a provider that knows the significance of providing services within our state versus cross-country.
Because this is for not only, it's for the Outreach and Engagement Center operations, for Roseville Road campus operations, community outreach services, and city-wide cleanup services. And I know we've changed rules and procedures that for services contracts, you don't have to come to council for authority to waive and suspend competitive bidding. I just want to let you know I am mindful, because this is probably, $6-7 million worth of contracts,
Correct.
that I'm a little leery of that. And I get, like, with construction, you have to come to council, and services, professional services, you could potentially waive. But I would hope that you just be mindful in keeping us involved, because this happening behind the scenes then looks like we as a city are hiding something. And then I'm mindful of who are our providers. And I think the council should have an opportunity to talk about who are providers, what are we getting, what does the data say, are they actually following through, are we having successful outcomes, or does it just look like somebody has a relationship with somebody and so they're getting the contracts? And how do you balance transparency and doing the right thing without taking too long? But it was just something I wanted to raise, because I think the report was lacking in true justification, and I think sometimes when we do that, it behooves public understanding why we're doing that.
Yep.
So I'm okay with this. I just thought it was very beneficial that we talked about what this was. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. I mean, one thing, when maybe in line a little bit, as we are having more discussions about our good direction on homelessness and intervention, to have some of the providers actually come to the council and talk a little bit about what they are seeing and experiencing, maybe what some of their challenges are. I think that would be useful in workshop format or something like that. Okay, item 22. Councilmember Valenzuela.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I want to thank the city clerk and city attorney for bringing forward this rule change based on request. I think it adds a lot of clarity on the process, and I do want to ask our city attorney a question because I think it's implicit in the rule, but it's been called into question, and so I just want to say, with this language, I assume that the charter officer in question is not in the room when we're giving direction to the negotiator, and I just wanted to confirm that's your understanding as well.
And yes, Councilmember, you mean you're talking about 18B4?
Yes.
Right? Okay, yes. The charter officer or the council appointee would not be in the room when
Okay.
these negotiations are being discussed.
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify that on the record because it's been called into question, and thank you both again for doing that so quickly over the recess.
Yes. Very good work. Thank you. All right. Can I move consent? Second. Moved and seconded with, again, Councilmember Tao for the record, abstaining on item 12. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Oppose, abstain. The consent calendar has been successfully passed this afternoon. Let's move to the discussion calendar. We've got some fee issues, item 23 and 24. I don't know if we might take them together for efficiency's sake.
Mayor, I do have a speaker, the same one, on item 23 and 24. Do you want to take that while staff's coming up?
Mr. Worthy?
Yes.
Yeah, one time on 23 and 24 together.
So Mr. McWorthy is speaking on item 23 and 24.
24.
We're taking those items together.
Thank you.
Do I get it 6 minutes?
No, 3.
See, liars don't last. People, just with the competitive bidding, let's look at some things that I brought up here about redevelopers. The same thing you going with sidewalks and competitive bidding, you are giving those contract favoritism. You can lie here and hope we get an attorney that can file a suit against y'all. Where people, when sidewalks are repaired, that the people didn't pay for them, you put that lien against the property. Why didn't you put the lien against the people's property in this city and create the millions of dollars for low-income housing? That gives them. You don't have that ability in the city, and especially here on the pattern. You just don't have no business ability. You have pimps and hoes. That's all you have here. That's what I refer to it as a whole house government. You will not help the people. You will raise the price when they could have been bringing in some money from the low-income housing. And then you contract to other folks on low-income housing. You didn't tell the people that. When the people come housing, you didn't tell them that we're going to contract this out to a contract or to another company. Quit lying to the public here, people in this city. What does it get you to? Nothing. Worse and worse and worse, people. Public, wake up.
Thank you for your comments. Mayor, I have no more speakers.
Okay. So I don't know if the system's working here. There are members that... Oh, we do have the presentation. I'm sorry. That's right. We were taking the public testimony first. Sorry, I'm
here on behalf of item number 24. I don't know if anybody's here for 23.
Come on up together, please, 23 and 24. We're just being efficient.
Good afternoon, Mayor Steinberg and council members. My name is Fadi Jaja, Billing Services Manager with the Department of Utility. I was informed this morning that I don't have to read, in record. So if you have any question, I'm here for you. You may ask any question. This is with respect to the special assessment.
Mayor, I'll open and close the public
Okay.
hearing and move item 23.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Oppose, abstain. Next item.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Laterra Walsh. I'm here from the Finance Department on behalf of item number 24, the special assessments for sidewalk repairs. Does anybody have any questions on what we're doing here?
Mayor, I'd also open and close the public
Okay.
hearing and move the item.
Moved and seconded.
Thank you.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Oppose, abstain. Passes. This is I'm getting into the swing of things here. Okay. Item 25. Please.
Good afternoon, Mayor Steinberg, members of the council. The item before you is the Village Garden Annual Public Hearing. The Village Garden Landscape Maintenance District, which provides funding for maintenance and repair of masonry walls, landscaping, and irrigation systems for the areas within the North Point and Norwood subdivisions. The proposed fiscal year 25 assessment is an increase of $5.46 per single-family home for the current year. Staff recommendation is to open the public hearing and upon conclusion, adopt a resolution that will confirm the assessment diagram and the levy of the assessment for fiscal year 25 for the Village Garden Maintenance District. I'm available to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Yes.
I just want to thank city staff, Sini, your team. This is something that you guys have heard me speak on over the last couple of months, of finding a solution in a lower income area, of how to cover the maintenance costs when they've gone up significantly, and still allow the areas to remain green and taken care of. I think this is part of a larger discussion that we've already started having of some assessment districts have a cap in them. So they pay $66 a year and get the same amount of services as other special districts that will go up every year, that may be paying $130, $140. And when we talk about equity, I think that's something, I hope my fellow council members will support me on, is how we look at that and how do we provide some level of equity, because I have an area just 2 blocks away that is paying $66 a year where they're going to be paying over $100.
Right.
So I think as a city, that's just something we may want to take a look at and have staff of how can we bring a certain amount of equity to it. But with that, I will open and close the public hearing.
Then let's call the roll. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Oppose, abstain. That is the short meeting here today. Like I say, we do have a lengthy closed session on a number of items and then a 5 o'clock meeting. Do we take council ideas and questions now? Or? We do, and I have 2 speakers. And we have 2 public speakers on items not on the agenda. Okay?
Sorry, 2 speakers for matters not on the agenda, Mac Worthy and Ryan Masano.
I'm here on freedom of speech, and I hope you all understand what is freedom of speech. Things that we have seen over the past few days here is critical. It's very critical in America. To see America go backwards, critical. To see the presidential come down to a black woman and once she's a Jamaican and she's something else now, that's a slap in my face. But who back her? Jews. That's where it's coming from.
Need to be responsive to items that are within the purview of the city of Sacramento.
No. My territory is America.
No. Items not on the agenda related to city business.
No. There's nowhere in the Constitution. Freedom of speech has nowhere in the Constitution. I can comment on any damn thing I want to comment on up here. But you, when you raise the name of Jew, it's anti-Semitic. Why?
Lisa, you listen. If you don't like it, get out.
Why?
The meeting is adjourned.
You are a disgrace.